not putting too much strain on it, but he got through it. Feels like he can push off it and do everything he needs to help the team win, but they're going to see how he feels on game day. Now, he has no injury designation. It's really more about, can he run the full game plan? Can they do the run-pass option stuff with him as a runner? Defensive coordinator of the Commanders, Joe Witt, said, look, if they try to treat him like a running back, we're going to hit him.
Like Louis Riddick, who's worked in the front offices for both of these franchises. Louis, Jayden Daniels' performances against Philly, man, they were night and day with the frequency of the Eagles' blitz. How should the Eagles' defense approach this third meeting with the presumptive Offensive Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, look, I would not make it a habit to blitz this young man. I mean, as you've already seen, and as you know, Aaron Glenn found out from Detroit, you're outside. Washington has some great one-on-one pass catchers on the outside, and you're seeing it right there. Terry McLaurin, Diami Brown, these guys can go now. So if I'm Vic Fangio, I'm playing a lot of their match quarters, too high type of concepts, double safety type of concepts, and I'm playing everything top down against Jayden Daniels. I'm making him have to drive the ball the long way. I'm making him have to execute a lot of plays in succession, 8, 9, 10, 11 play drives, to where your odds go up that maybe he's going to make a mistake. I'm also inviting Washington to try and run the football. Go ahead and run it. What I'm not going to let you do is I'm not going to let you use Jayden Daniels' like otherworldly deep ball ability on the outside in one-on-one situations to just flip the game, you know, in a moment's notice, because he's shown you he will burn you if you put him in those kind of situations. And then lastly, look, playing a lot of zone, playing with eyes on the quarterback allows you then to rally to the quarterback when he decides to break the pocket and turn into a runner. As they said, look, Sal Paolantonio said, Vic doesn't necessarily like to use a spy. You may want to in this football game. You may have to. Because even when you do have eyes on Jayden Daniels, if you don't have someone dedicated to him, and that doesn't mean necessarily that guy's always going to get him on the ground, because Jayden Daniels, as he's shown you, is kind of like Lamar Jackson light. Most linebackers aren't going to be able to deal with his one-on-one athletic ability, but it gives you a better chance. So look, all in all, lots of zone, lots of match quarters, play it top down, don't give up the deep ball on the outside, and then you just better tackle and you better communicate. And that's a lot, and it's interesting talking about it in this way, considering that this guy is a rookie. He's a rookie, and you're sitting there grinding your gears, pulling your hair out. How do we slow him down?
Yeah, so many DCs, they just send pressure, Lewis, against rookies. That QBR on screen against the blitz, not just the best in the NFL this year, it's the best in 93 qualified player seasons since ESPN began tracking that data. So long story short, Jayden Daniels is rolling, but so is Saquon Barkley. In which of these offenses do you have more confidence today with this game tomorrow?
See, this is like just a ridiculously hard question because I believe in Jayden Daniels from day one. So, but I'm going to go back. I'm going to say this. Offensive lines travel. Running games travel. And for Philadelphia and Saquon Barkley, they have run the ball against everyone. And this is the time of year where you need to lean on this offensive line. You need to lean on the guys who have bullied everyone. And on an offensive line, one is able to rip off those plus 60, plus 70-yard runs at the clip that he has been. You don't really need the passing game to necessarily all of a sudden turn into something that it hasn't been all year, which is a consistent down the field threat. Saquon has given them that explosive downfield threat running the football, which most people say, well, you can't keep that up. Well, Philadelphia sure has. That's why Saquon is over 2K. That's why he's, one of those guys who's going to be in the discussion for being an MVP. But that's the unit that I'm banking on Sunday, although don't count out JD5. He's just too good.
Albeit in very different ways. Both of these offenses are humming. So one mistake you imagine could be the difference. These teams have combined for 12 takeaways and no giveaways in these playoffs. Lewis, thank you. As Lewis mentioned, Daniels and Hurts, very different postseasons for them. Daniels, highest QBR of any QB in these playoffs. Thank you for Detroit's blitz. On the flip side, the Eagles game has been about the ground game. Hurts' passing yards per game is the lowest among any QBs that reached the postseason.
Bill Murphy.
My goodness, that was so fun.
Back to the NFL. Eagles Commanders means Jalen Hurts and Jayden Daniels. Let's do it. Who tomorrow will become the 6th rookie quarterback to start a conference championship game. The previous 5 has been playing brilliant football. And this week he sat down with our Kimberly Martin.
5 rookie quarterbacks have played in a conference championship. What does it mean to you to join that exclusive group?
It's a blessing just to be able to not really just do something, but be a part of history. And being the 6th rookie quarterback to start a conference championship game. I mean, not a lot of people aren't blessed to see championship games in their career, so I never take a moment like this for granted.
As you prepare to face the Eagles, what is your mindset when your teammates go on the road and face your division rival in a game away from the Super Bowl?
Just going in and handle business and execute. Obviously, people were penciling us out early on in the season, but that didn't matter to us. You know, you still got to go out there and prove yourself each and every week. No matter who you are, you got to go out there and prove that you belong to play in this league.
You can catch that full conversation tomorrow on Postseason NFL Countdown. Louis Riddick back with us now. Louis, what does Jayden Daniels need to do against the Eagles defense to become the first rookie quarterback to make it to the Super Bowl?
Everything. I mean, look, he just got to play one of the best games of his career. And look, Jay, he's more than capable of doing that. But being serious and being more specific, he needs to do exactly what he did late in the season when he beat them down in Washington. Okay, which was be deadly accurate versus man coverage. When they went one-on-one on the outside with him, you saw Terry McLaurin, you saw Diami Brown just absolutely feast on the outside. And Jayden can throw absolute pinpoint darts on the outside, whether it's being with velocity or putting touch on the football. He needs to be patient versus zone coverage. You know, Vic Fangio probably looked at that film from the last game and says, hey, look, we got burned a lot in man coverage. So let's play this thing top down. Let's play our too high look, our match quarters look, and see if Jayden Daniels is willing to be patient and take what we give him. See if they're willing to run the football. See if he can go 9, 10, 11 play drives and put the ball in the end zone. So then it's going to be about patience. When he does decide to heat him up, that means Vic Fangio send in 5 or more. It's going to be about Jayden being able to know exactly what the answers are, get the ball out of his hands fast, and get the ball out accurately. He's shown you he can do that all year long. He's shown you what he can do against the blitz. He plays like a guy who's 8, 9, 10 years into the league against the blitz. And then lastly, what he needs to do is, look, when the opportunities present themselves, go ahead and use that 4.4, 4.3 speed. Go ahead and play Lamar Jackson light. Look like Randall Cunningham. Do all the things that right now make you the hands-down Rookie of the Year and someone who is probably more valuable to your football team than any other quarterback is in the NFL. That's a big statement, but would Washington be in the playoffs right now? Would they be in this position without Jayden Daniels? Absolutely not. So if he can do a bunch of those things, you know what it leads to.
I do. So who do you like in this game?
You know, I flip-flop back and forth because I always feel like offensive lines travel and running game travels, and that really is in Philadelphia's favor. But look, I've been a believer in Jayden Daniels from day one because of his makeup, because of his resilience and his focus. And I love what Dan Quinn has done to kind of like rehab himself and make himself an even better head coach. I love what Cliff Kingsbury has done in terms of his relationship with Jayden Daniels. I'm going with the big upset on the road because of coaching and because of the quarterback. I think those two things, they travel as well, just like a run game does.